Right, so back to my thoughts on Easy, right? Um, I hadn't actually heard the song until the I actually didn't hear the full song until the Donna 2 performance concert because I just never really was interested in well, it's been on my list to things to listen to, just to kind of listen to, but I just never got around to listening to it. Which is interesting considering I did listen to Diet Coke, not exactly when it dropped. It was like a couple days afterwards, but I did listen to that. I don't know why. I think it might have just been a sound difference. Even though I really love the Easy sample. Because there's a song from 3 6 Mafia back in the day that used that exact sample. And it's kind of like it's one of the things that is like comparing. You know how No More Parties in LA, there's the main Ghostface sample, shake that party, party, that body. But that's also in another Kanye song by off of Cruel Winter, or no, Cruel Summer, whatever it is. I forgot exactly what song, but just trust me, there was a song off of there that had that exact sample. It's a slightly different, like it's slower, but shake that party, party, that party, come and have a good time with God. Basically, that was the little sample loop that they used. It's basically two different lines of the verse, but and I found it interesting. I found it interest. There's something about this in particular that really okay. So with Easy, right? They're kind of capitalizing a little bit off of the whole Pete Davidson drama, even though there is a Pete Davidson diss directly. And I think for art, you make whatever you want, but there's something about this. So let me express what I mean, right? When I first watched the Heaven and Hell music video, I thought it was great, and I thought everything about it, good art, just general good direction. But something I found interesting is that they promoted the Yeezy, Gap brand with the Yeezy logo just kind of appearing. And I figured that kind of dates the video to a certain point, right? And I have a feeling that the Easy video will date itself to this sort of era. Not to say that's a bad thing, because I think every music video kind of dates itself. Because it's kind of stupid to think that, the college dropout, it's timeless, but it is still a 2004 record, so it still has a lot of the sounds of 2004. You know? A song from, like, In the Air Tonight, definitely an 80s song, even if it's a really lovingly deserving of its title 80s song. It's a good 80s song. Something about the Easy, and that's just one part. The other thing I find interesting is there are a lot of people that see the whole drama with Dave, that see the whole drama with Pete, and when it comes to the whole Pete stuff, I don't really. It's interesting. I don't exactly have you know much of a moral right or wrong to it per se. I think is he a little bullyish? Yeah, he's a little stressful. But there's something I find interesting in a lot of this, and I think this is a lot just with Kanye's fan base. But I noticing all the people that are like, you know, Kanye's doing this shit, and it's like odd bullshit. Basically the whole thing with Easy's head being headless and all that from the body and shit, and like basically kind of having a threat of sort to kind of kill them. It reminded me a lot of Tupac's "Hit Me Up" because there's some. I think it's just different expectations from different mentalities. But "Hit Me Up" is a video where, well, it's the song as well, where Tupac is just roasting and also friending members of East Coast rappers like Biggie Smalls, and all these type. That's the biggest one of my top of my head, but a lot of different groups. They said I was going to stop by 5 minutes. I wonder if I will stop by 10 though. We'll see. I'm gonna let it go to 5. A hot judgment call. I guess I'll stop by 10 then. But okay. I find it interesting that a lot of people are complaining about the ethics because it's not really a back in my day, but it's very interesting to see that because a lot of hip hop, even stuff that I grew up with, was kind of friending in this way. Diss records are kind of they have to be pretty friending in a lot of cases for a lot of people. I guess it's just ego or whatever. I think it's Kanye's fan base versus Kanye's vision with the Pete drama because Kanye is not known to really be aggressive. Kanye is not a Tupac. But at the same time, I wonder if a lot of these people that are against this would also be against Tupac for some of those stuff, for like Hit Me Up and such. And I would probably say no, one for the legacy, two because of the whole reasonings behind it. Because here, Pete Davidson, as far as it's like he's cheating on Kim with Kanye in his mind. Meanwhile, Tupac, in his mind, got fucking shot and or almost well actually I think they got shot. Basically, there's shit happened to him where he was out and about and he was getting shot at, and he thinks Biggie was a part of that. There's a very important shit, but I feel like there'd be ethics where it's like one is better than the other or whatever, or one is more notable than the other. And with Kanye's more peaceful attitude, it is very strange to see him very friending like this. But, I assume that this is one of the only times because it deals with something he really fucking cares about, which is his family. He will probably he could probably shoot up an entire store if one of the people was like had a connection to Kim Kardashian and he knows that they fucked her or something. That's something that Kanye is probably the most violent, if you want to call it that, about. And I just find it interesting on those comments. What about the music video itself? What do I think about it? I liked it. I find it interesting that it was a square format. The whole 1:1 ratio. Very interesting, but nothing good or bad. Just pretty interesting. It's like an Instagram post or some shit, though. And I don't actually feel much indifferent about it. Like actually I feel indifferent. I should say. Wrong thing to say. Basically, I don't feel like good or bad. It's just a record and it's just a music video. And yes, there are serious applications that Kanye has with his little imagery here. But it's just hard for me to tell given that I was born on the internet. I know a lot of stupid shit that's happened, right? People like to play themselves up and Kanye is playing himself up. Does he want to hurt Pete? Probably, but he probably doesn't want to kill Pete. It's not really one of those things. It's more of like why are you fucking with my wife? Or, I want my Kim back. It's kind of more of like a petty sort of scenario. And I get that a lot of people are also calling it petty. I think it's perfectly understandable. It's just for me, I just don't really feel either way about it. I can see both sides, though I tend to agree on just having both sides kind of peacefully fizzle out, or at the very least come to an agreement. So, yeah, and since I'm near that 10-minute mark, I'm just gonna let this recording go until it reaches 10 minutes, because once it does, we'll get to the comments. So, yeah, filler for like a minute. Quick thing. No, I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait for that quick thing. I'm gonna leave it till the comments. For anyone who actually cares. Since I'm gonna title this video something about Eazy, and people are probably gonna be like, "You're fucking stupid. You are dumb. LN ratio. And you're a Kanye dick sucker." But, that's just how it is. That's just people wanting to talk. And, everyone has the right to talk. I'm talking my asshole out. You should talk your asshole out, alright? And yes, this drink is really watered out. Damn. We're still going after 10 minutes. Well, fuck, I want to end it now.